Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 65 of the Let's Play world. We're going to start off by doing some work on our skyscraper, and between episodes, I've been collecting a ton of materials. I'm realizing it's really difficult to judge scale in Minecraft. This section here, big old square that I dug out, this here is 2 shulker boxes full of sand. And I mean, it's a pretty big area, but it's not like, you know, miles and miles. Beyond this, there's a little river here, and then across the river, there's even more desert, so we're not going to run out of sand anytime soon. As far as gravel goes, one of my viewers suggested doing some piglin bartering because gravel is one of the things that they'll give you. So I'm going to give them 32 gold and see what we end up with. So 32 gold later, ended up with 39 gravel. So I don't know if it's the most lucrative trade, but if you really need gravel, that's one way to do it. My buddy Frolic131 suggested going to the bottom of the ocean to dig up gravel, which is usually my go-to. Cold oceans are almost all gravel on the bottom, and then the warm oceans are coral and sand. I wish the maps kind of showed you where the cold oceans were. It's just kind of all blue, so we'll just have to fly around a little bit. This here looks kind of promising. Let's see what's going on down here. There we go. Gravel everywhere. Oh, and drowns everywhere. It's an ecological nightmare. And that is a shulker box full of gravel. So I smelted one of the boxes of sand. So we have 1 shulker box full of glass, 1 shulker box full of sand, and 1 shulker box full of gravel. I'm going to dye all of this using our ink sacs, and then we'll see how far it goes. Okay, I have 1 shulker box of black stained glass, a little bit of leftover from our last session, and then I turned about half of our sand and gravel into black concrete. The rest of it I haven't turned yet because I feel like we're using a lot more glass than we are black concrete, and if I need more glass at the end, I kind of want to save this sand just in case. We'll see how it goes. So I think I'm going to do a time lapse and see how far we get. Definitely starting to take shape. Very, very cool. So what we have here is 4 levels of our little model here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're built basically up to here. And that little divot right there is that little divot right there. Took me a little finagling to figure out that transition. That was a little bit tricky. And so if we got 1, 2, 3, 4, that means we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels left. And the top couple levels are pretty skinny. So I'd say we're a little better than halfway done. Get a little distance here and see what it looks like from over here. Yep, definitely getting there. One of my comments this week was they wished that black glass was darker, and I completely understand what you're saying there. I don't know if maybe we should go in and add a core, even if we just did it out of cobblestone, that would block the light from passing through it. Or I could just go through and line the whole thing with like wool or something. We'll keep working on it and we'll see how we feel about it. So as far as materials, these guys are all empty here. I still have all this left over. So 3 stacks of black concrete, a bunch of sand, a bunch of gravel. So I basically used 1 full shulker box of glass and 1 full shulker box of concrete. I thought the glass would run out a lot faster than it did, but we did okay. I think the last thing I want to do today is finish this long neglected part of our nether tunnel. We have this really great bridge that just goes nowhere, and then we end up at this really exposed and kind of dangerous part of our nether tunnel. There's always magma cubes and ghasts. I want to enclose this. And then up here, we will do something with this at some point. My main concern is this little stretch right here. So let me show you what we came up with here. So you'll notice basalt, when you mine it, it's usually in this orientation. What I did is I went ahead and set the basalt on its side. So you can see that we get this smoother texture, kind of like the walls as we go along here. And then we have this mix of blackstone walls and glass. So we get this really nice view out here where we can see some of the magma cubes and the ghasts flying around, things like that. I have this kind of blackstone zigzagging back and forth through the ceiling. We come along this way, and then it kind of turns a little bit more natural, and you can see up ahead here the transition. So yeah, we've got kind of this natural space here, and then it transitions into the warped wart and the quartz. This. Real bumpy walls, make it look a little bit more natural. Then we get out into this space. Looks really cool. Going in the other direction, you can see it looks much, much more finished. And again, that transition is really cool from the quartz into the basalt. Man, that skyline is going to be something else when we are done. That is awesome. I'm going to gather more materials, and hopefully next week we can finish that tower. And I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.